Scripture portions of the day. Day 339.
Matthew 20, OANT. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man, the lord of a household, who went out at dawn to hire laborers for his vineyard. And he made an agreement with the laborers for a denarius for a day, and he sent them in his vineyard. And when he went out at the third hour, and saw others who were standing in the marketplace and were idle, and he said to them, You go also into the vineyard. Whatsoever is appropriate I shall give you. But those departed, and he went out again at the 6th and the 9th hours, and did likewise. And towards the 11th hour he went out, and he found others who were standing and were idle. And he said to them, Why are you standing, and why are you idle all day? And they were saying to him, Because no one has hired us. He said to them, You go also into the vineyard. Whatever is appropriate you will receive. And when it was evening, the owner of the vineyard said to his custodian, Call the laborers and give them their wages, and start from the last ones up to the first ones. And those of the 11th hour came, and they received a denarius each. And when the first ones came, they hoped that they would receive more, and they received a denarius each also. And when he received it, they complained to the lord of the estate, and they were saying, These last ones have worked 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who has borne the burden of the heat of the day. But he answered and said to one of them, My friend, I do no evil to you. Do you not agree with me for a denarius? Take yours and go. But I wish to give to the last group even as to you. Or, is it illegal for me to do whatever I want to do with my own? Is your eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For the called are many, and chosen ones are few. But Yeshua also prepared to go up to Jerusalem, and he took aside his 12 disciples privately on the road, and he said to them, Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered to the chief priests and to the scribes, and they will condemn him to death. And they will deliver him to Gentiles, and they will mock him, and they will scourge him, and they will crucify him. And on the third day he will arise. Then the mother of the sons of Zebedee came near to him, and she said to her sons, she worshipped him, and she asked him something. And but he said to her, What do you desire? And she said to him, Say these my 2 sons sit, one on your right and one on your left in your kingdom. And Yeshua answered and said, Do you not know what you're asking? Are you able to drink the cup that I am prepared to drink, or to be baptized in the baptism which I am baptized? They were saying to him, We are able. And he said to them, You will drink my cup, and you will be baptized in the baptism which I am baptized. But for you to sit at my right and my left is not mine to give, except to those whom it is prepared by my Father. But when the 10 heard it, they were angry with those 2 brothers. And Yeshua called them and said to them, You know the rulers of the Gentiles are lords, and their great ones have authority over them. It will be not so amongst you, but whoever wants to be great amongst you, let him be one who waits on you. Whoever wants to be first among you, let him be servant to you. Just as the Son of Man came, do not be ministered to, but to minister, and give himself a ransom in place of many. Then Yeshua went out from Jericho. A great crowd was coming after him. And behold, 2 blind men were sitting on the side of the road. And when they heard that Yeshua was passing by, they gave a cry. And they were saying, Have mercy on us, my Elohim, son of David. But the crowds were rebuking them, and that they would be silent. And they raised their voice all the more, and they were saying, Our Elohim, have mercy on us, son of David. And Yeshua stopped and called them and said to them, What do you want me to do for you? And they were saying to him, Our Elohim, that our eyes may be opened. And Yeshua, moved with pity for them, he touched their eyes, and immediately their eyes were opened, and they went after him.
Deuteronomy 31, Septuagint.
And Moses finished speaking all these words to all the children of Israel, and said to them, I am this day 120 years old. I shall not be able to any longer come in or go out. And Elohim said to me, Thou shalt not go over this Jordan. Elohim thy Yehovah, who goes before thee, he shall destroy these nations before thee, and thou shalt inherit them. And it shall be Joshua that goes before thy face, as Elohim has spoken. And Elohim thy Yehovah shall do to them as he did to Sihon and Og and the 2 kings of the Amorites, who were beyond Jordan, and to their land, as he destroyed them. And Elohim has delivered them to you, and ye shall do to them as I charge you. Be courageous and strong, fear not, neither be cowardly, neither be afraid before them. For it is Elohim Yehovah that advances you in the midst of you. Neither will he lay any means forsake you, nor desert thee. And Moses called Joshua, and said to him before all Israel, Be courageous and strong, for thou shalt go in before this people into the land which Elohim swore to your fathers to give to them, and thou shalt give it unto them for inheritance. And Elohim that goes with thee shall not forsake thee, nor abandon thee, nor fear not, neither be afraid. And Moses wrote the words of this law in a book, and gave it to the priests, the son of Levi, who bear the ark of the covenant of Elohim, and to the elders of the sons of Israel. And Moses charged them in that day, saying, After 7 years, in the time of the year of release, in the Feast of Tabernacles, when all Israel come together to appear before Elohim Yehovah, in the place in which Yehovah shall choose, ye shall read this law before all Israel in their ears, having assembled the people, the men, and the women, and the children, and the stranger that is in your cities, that they may hear, and that they may learn to fear Yehovah your Elohim, and they shall hearken to all the words of this law. And their sons who have not known shall hear, and shall learn to fear Elohim, Yehovah thy Elohim, all the days that they live upon the land, in which they go over Jordan to inherit it. And Yehovah said to Moses, Behold, the days of death are at hand. Call Joshua, and stand ye by the doors of the tabernacle of testimony, and I will give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went to the tabernacle of testimony, and stood by the door of tabernacle of testimony. And Yehovah descended in a cloud, and stood by the doors of the tabernacle of testimony. And the pillar of the cloud stood by the doors of the tabernacle of testimony. And Yehovah said to Moses, Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will arise, and go whoring after strange gods of the land, into which they are entering, and they will forsake me, and break my covenant which I made with thee. And I will be very angry with them in that day, and will leave them, and turn my face away from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and afflictions shall come upon them. And they shall say in that day, Because Yehovah my Elohim is not with me, these evils have come upon me. And I will surely turn away my face from them in that day, because of all of the evil doings in which they have done, because they turn aside after strange gods. Now write the words of this song, and teach it to the children of Israel. You shall put it in their mouth, that this song may witness for me among the children of Israel to their face. For I will bring them into the good land, which I swore to their fathers, to give to them a land flowing in milk and honey, and they shall eat and be filled, and satisfy themselves. They will turn aside after other gods, and serve them, and they will provoke me, break my covenant. And this song shall stand up to witness against them. And they shall not forget it out of their mouths, and out of their mouths of their seed, for I know their wickedness, what they are doing here in this day, before I have brought them into the good land, which I swore to their fathers. And Moses wrote this song in that day, and taught it to the children of Israel. And he charged Joshua, and said, Be courageous and strong, for thou shalt bring the sons of Israel into the land, which Yehovah swore to them, and he shall be with thee. And when Moses finished writing all the words of this law in the book, even to the end, Then he charged the Levites to bear the ark of the covenant of Jehovah, saying, Take the book of this law. Ye shall put it inside of the ark of the covenant of Jehovah your Elohim, and it shall be there among you for a testimony. For I know your provocation, and thy stiff neck. For yet, during my life, with you, at this day, you have been provoking in your conduct towards Elohim. How shall ye also be so after my death? Gather together to me the heads of your tribes, and the elders, and your judges, and your officers, and I may speak in their ears all the words, and I call both heaven and earth to witness against them. For I know after my death you will utterly transgress, and turn aside out of the way which I have commanded you, and evil shall come upon you in the latter days, because ye will do evil before Jehovah, to provoke him to anger by the works of your hands. And Moses spoke these words of the song even to the end in the ears of the whole assembly. Malachi 1, Septuagint. The burden of the word of Elohim to Israel by the hand of this messenger. Lay it, I pray you, to heart. I have loved you, saith Elohim. And he said, Wherein hath thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Elohim? Yet I loved Jacob. I hated Esau, and laid waste to his borders, and made his heritage as a dwelling of the wilderness. Because one will say, Idumea has been overthrown. Let us return and rebuild the desolate places. Thus saith Elohim Almighty. They shall build, and I will throw it down, and they shall be called the borders of wickedness, and the people against whom Jehovah has himself over forever. And your eyes shall see it, and you shall say, Jehovah has been magnified upon the borders of Israel. A son honors his father, and a servant his master. If then I am a father, where is mine honor? And if I am a master, where is my fear? Saith Jehovah Almighty. Ye the priests are they that despise my name. Yet ye say, Herein we have despised thy name? In that ye bring mine altar polluted bread, and ye said, Wherein have we polluted it? In that ye say, The table of Jehovah is polluted, and that which was set thereon we have despised. For if we bring a blind victim for sacrifices, is it not evil? And if ye bring the lame or the sick, is it not evil? Offer not to thy ruler, and see if he will receive it. If he will accept thy person, saith Jehovah Almighty. And now entreat the face of your Elohim, and make supplication to him. These things have been done by your hands. Shall I accept you, saith Jehovah Almighty? Because even among you the doers shall be shut, and one will not kindle the fire of mine altar for nothing. I have no pleasure in you, saith Jehovah Almighty, and I will not accept a sacrifice at your hands. For from the rising of the sun, even going down thereof, my name has been glorified amongst the Gentiles. And in every place incense is offered to my name, and a pure offering, for my name is great amongst the Gentiles, says Jehovah Almighty. But you have profaned it, in that you say, The table of Jehovah is polluted, and his meats set thereon are despised. And ye say, These services are troublesome, therefore I will utterly reject them with scorn, saith Jehovah Almighty. And you brought it in torn victims, and lame and sick, and it shall bring an offering. Shall I accept them at your hands, saith Jehovah Almighty? Cursed is the man who has the power, and possessed a man in his flock, and whose vow is upon him, and who sacrifices a corrupt thing to Jehovah. For I am a great king, saith Jehovah Almighty, and my name is glorified amongst the nations. Malachi 2, Septuagint. And now, O priest, this commandment is to you. If you will not hearken, and if you will not lay it to heart, to give glory to my name, saith Lord Almighty, then I will send forth a curse upon you, and I will bring a curse upon your blessing. Yea, I will curse it, I will scatter your blessings, and it shall not be existent among you, because you lay not this to heart. Behold, I turn back upon you, and I will scatter dung upon your faces. The dung of your feasts I will carry you away at the same time. And you shall know that I have sent this commandment to you, that my covenant might be with the sons of Levi, saith Jehovah Almighty. My covenant of life and peace was with him, and I gave it to him that he might reverently fear me, and that he might be awestruck by my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked before me, directing his way in peace. He turned many from unrighteousness. For the priest's lips shall keep knowledge, and they shall seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Jehovah Almighty. But you have turned aside from the way, and caused many to fail in the following the law. You have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith Jehovah Almighty. And I have made you despised, and cast out among all the people, because you have not kept my ways. But have been partial in the law. Have you not all one Father? Did not one Jehovah create you? Why have you forsaken every man his brother, to profane the covenant of your fathers? Judah has been forsaken, and abomination has been committed in Israel, and in Jerusalem, and Judah has profaned the holy things of the Lord. For he delighted in them, and has gone after other gods. The Lord will destroy the man that does these things, until he be even cast down from the tabernacles of Jacob, amongst them that offer sacrifices to Jehovah Almighty. And these things which I hated, you did. You covered with tears the altar of Jehovah, and with weeping and groaning because of troubles. It is meet for me to have respect of your sacrifices, or to receive anything of your hands as welcome. Yet you said, Wherefore, because Jehovah has borne witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, whom you have forsaken, and yet she was thy partner, and the wife of thy covenant. And did he not do well? And there was a residue in his spirit. But ye said, What does Jehovah seek? But a seed? But take ye heed to your spirit, and forsake not the wife of thy youth. But if thou shouldest hate thy wife, put her away, saith Jehovah of Israel. Then ungodliness shall cover thy thoughts, saith the Elohim Almighty. Therefore take ye heed to your spirit, and forsake them not. Ye that are provoked, Jehovah, with your words, but you said, Wherein have we provoked him? In that you say, Every one that does evil in his pleasing object in his sight of the Lord, and he takes pleasure in such. And where is Jehovah of justice? Proverbs 24, Septuagint. My son, envy not a bad man, nor despise the desire to be with them. For their heart meditates falsehoods, and their lips speak mischiefs. A house is built by wisdom, and is set up by understanding. By discretion the chambers are filled with precious and wealth excellent. A wise man is better than a strong man, and a man who has prudence than a large estate. War is carried on with generalship, and aid is supplied to the heart of a counselor. Wisdom and good understanding are in the gates of the wise. The wise turn not aside from the mouth of Elohim. But deliberate in counsel, death befalls uninstructed men. The fool also dies in sins, and uncleanness attaches to a pestilent man. He shall be defiled in the evil day, in the day of affliction, until he be utterly consumed. Deliver them that are led away to death, and redeem them that are appointed to be slain. Spare not thy help, but if thou shouldest say, I know not this man, know that Elohim knows the heart of all, and he that formed breath for all, he knows all things, who renders to every man according to his works. My son, eat honey, for the honeycomb is good, that thy throat may be sweetened. Thus shalt perceive wisdom in thy soul, for it is, if thou find it, thine end shall be good, and hope shall not befail thee. Bring not an ungodly man into the dwelling of the righteous, neither be deceived by the feeding of the belly. For righteous man will fall 7 times, and rise again, but the ungodly shall be without strength in troubles. If thine enemy shall fall, rejoice not over him, neither be elated over his overthrow. For Elohim will see it, and it will not please him, and he will turn away his wrath from him. Rejoice not in evildoers, neither be envious of sinners. For evil men shall have no posterity, and the light of the wicked shall be put out. My son, fear Jehovah and the king, and do not disobey either of them. For they will suddenly punish the ungodly, whom can know the vengeance inflicted by both. A son that keeps the commandments shall escape destruction, for such a one has fully received it. Let no falsehood be spoken by the sword, king of the tongue. Yea, let no falsehood proceed from his tongue. He king's lord, the king's tongue is a sword, and not one of flesh, and whosoever shall be given up, it shall be destroyed. For as his wrath should be provoked, he destroys men with cords, and devours men's bones, burns them up as a flame, so that they are not even fit to be eaten by the young eagles. My son, reverence my words, and receive them and repent. And this thing I say to you, that are wise for you to learn. It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment. He that says of the ungodly, he is righteous, shall be cursed by peoples, and hateful amongst the nations. But they that reprove him shall appear more excellent, and blessing shall come upon them. And men will kiss lips that answer well. Prepare the works of going forth, and prepare thyself for the field, and come after me, and thou shalt rebuild thine house. Be not a false witness against thy fellow citizen, neither exaggerate with lips. Say not, as he has treated me, so I will treat him, and I will avenge myself on him, for wherein he has injured me. A foolish man is like a farm, and a senseless man is like a vineyard. If you let him alone, he will altogether remain barren and covered with weeds, and he becomes destitute, and his stone walls are broken down. Afterwards, I reflected. I looked that I might receive instruction. The sluggard man says, I slumber a little, I sleep a little, and a little while I fold my arms across my breast. But if thou do this, thy poverty will come speedily, and thy want will be swift carrier.